Damn. Make sure y'all got your drinking snacks. Sorry, gotta get this coffee out. Excuse me. Well, everybody, welcome back once again to JJ's PC Builds. You know it is with you, JJ, once again. Boy, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And please hit the like button. Positive like, that is. Would help the channel out. Y'all are wondering if I was crazy or not for making this video, but I'm kind of crazy. But if you look at the title, it says Overpriced and Underwhelming, the RTX 5070 Ti Saga, and it's live right here on the channel. And I'll read what it says so that way you guys understand what I'm talking about. In this video, we have a deep dive into Nvidia's RTX 5070 Ti, exploring whether it lives up to its hype or falls short of the expectations. Never know. Price at a steep $1,000. This is a GPU that stirred up quite a debate in the gaming community. So join us as we break down the specs and features of the 5070 Ti. Analyze maybe some benchmarks in the gaming performance. Compare its value against other GPUs that are so-called on the market. Discuss whether or not this card is worth your hard-earned cash. And so on and so forth. You guys can read the description because that's a part of the description as well. So, let me go ahead and move that out of my way. Hey, hello there, MTBK. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, the discussion today is the 5070, as I read to you guys. And, you know, I was kind of reluctant to make a video about this. For the simple fact, I don't even know if it would scale up to the hype. But sitting there thinking about it, looking at some of the benchmarks, since I don't have a 5070 Ti because I'm not as lucky as the other reviewers, and they get one, you know, to test and sample and benchmark and all that, you know. Maybe one of these days we'll get lucky. Maybe Nvidia and AMD and Intel will notice the channel. But the more subscribers I get, the more that they'll take a look at the channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. So, thinking about it, I'm seriously thinking about it. So what we can do is we'll take and go and look at some benchmarks and see what we can find. But do keep in mind, these are not my benchmarks. These are somebody else's. So we'll definitely take a look and see what they come up with. And we'll give you an analysis on what they come up with. And we'll talk about it and discuss it right here. So I was about to listen to a monkey ASMR video. Now I might as well listen to the reviewer's options. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's start with, let's see if Tech Power Up's got anything. And we're going to get to it. But also too, I'm going to take you guys to the action screen. And what we're going to do is, before we do the benchmarking, we're going to take and we're going to look at the pricing. because that's what everybody is really here about, to find out about the pricing, and then we'll blend in the benchmarks and see if that's something you want to get for your personal rig or not. So we'll go to Micro Center and see what they got cooking. So we're going to type in the RTX 5070 Ti, and we'll look at the prices. Well, this looks like it's pre-built, and this is something that they were having too, that, oh, that's available to ship. They're doing pre-builts with the 4060, 4070, and 3050. That's not what we want to see. What we want to see is the graphics cards. So now they got the Gigabyte Nvidia GeForce RTX 5070 Ti Aero at $980. That's a big long distance away from the $750 that Nvidia was claiming. I mean, let's do the math. Okay, they're saying $980, right? And you minus that from the $750, that's $230. So they're basing the, I'm basing the, now with tariffs, I'm going to base it on the $750 basis. So that's going to be 70 minus $75. So you're telling me that they're going to jack the price up $155 more. $155 more just for that graphics card. I can see if they jack it up 50 because they need to make a little bit of money too, but that's ridiculous. But it's not their fault. This is what prices that, you know, these companies are putting out to Micro Center. I'm not blaming Micro Center for this. This is what they were stuck with. You know, and now the reviewer card that everybody's talking about is right here. Let's click on it. This is the card that was sent to the reviewers. Right here, this card here. The price they had on here was $900, but it seems the reviewers were dialing up Nvidia and saying, hey, look, we're going to make our review, but you guys have the price at $900. That's not an MSRP. So it seems that, I guess, Nvidia had to make out some phone calls, and I guess, you know, Micro Center dropped the price down to $750. But tomorrow is the sale. Tomorrow is when the sale happens. So who's to say that this price won't go back up to $900? We don't know. So it could. And then the reviewers are stuck in a bad spot, and they made a video that they say, well, the price is $750. Because that's what they were quoted on this GPU right here that they got for reviews. Just so you guys understand the makeup of it a little bit, so we can get past this. But they're saying $750 here. And I know you guys are going to say, Jay, where's the big cursor? I know. I forgot it again. It seems like it's a habit. Every time I make a video, I forget that big cursor. Let me blow it up. So you guys are happy. See, now you guys are happy. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for $750, and it has no RGB, Okay, get this, it has no RGB, nothing, for $750. Now, if it was me, I would not buy that card for $750 because it has no bells and whistles to it. It looks like somebody just scribbled something on the top and backside of it. Anybody can take and be creative and get a little bit of paint and do that to an all black GPU. I can't see it being for $750. I really can't. I don't know if you guys do, but I can't. Really. Machine says AMD might win the price fight. Yep. AMD might. But that's if they drop their prices down below $600. Then they definitely would win the price fight, because now they're dropping their prices down $400 less than Nvidia. Everybody's going to be running to the 9070 XT, especially if the price to performance, it keeps up there with the 4080. And yeah, everybody's going to run for Nvidia AMD graphics cards. So it's kind of put into a bag to where it's either we wait and see another 8 days for what they put out there in a live presentation, which is coming up, and at 6 a.m. my time, and I'll definitely be there, so you all be here ready for the live stream. So if that's the case, then, and if their presentation shows, and then when they go to put the card out there for benchmarking and all that, and it does prove that it does, and the price proves that it does, then everybody's going to be running for it. But that's only if. And I have a feeling that's the reason why MSI walked away from AMD, because they put a restriction and said these cards are to be sold at this price. I could be wrong, but I could be right. MSI probably got tired of it, walked away, and said, we're going all Nvidia. That's what, we discussed the last time. So, yeah, Machine, I do agree. The bells and whistles are the software. But that all depends on the software, too. The RDNA 4 for the 9070 XT. So, there's a lot of ifs and a lot of buts. But as far as when it comes to the 5070 Ti, I don't think people are going to buy this one, even though that it has an uplift between 21 and 25% over its predecessors. It's still not making sense to me. Would buy an Asus RTX 5070 Ti Prime if I had no choice. Reason, the look of the backplate. Oh, well, I mean, the backplate. Let's look at the backplate. What do you see different on the backplate, man? I mean, that's the backplate. I mean, to me, it's your typical normal backplate. But when I was watching this one guy disassemble the 5070 Ti, they had no thermal pads on the back for the chips. you know, to support the chips. They had no thermal pads back there. It was just plain Jane. Nothing back there. So, truthfully, I don't really foresee this card even being something I would even want, really. How much is the MSI Ventus? Well, let's go backwards and see what the MSI Ventus is. MSI Nvidia game, that's the gaming trio. It's at $979. RTX, the Gigabyte. You got the MSI Ventus 3. $909, bro. Ventus 3 is $909. Right here in black and white. $909. So much for the so much for getting that card at a decent price. Truthfully. That is a $749 card. Oh, I know MTBK. I know you like the card. It is slick. Yeah, I do agree. But I already got one that's like that. And it's, to me right now, the way I got my case set up, yeah, it lights the bottom side of the card. And mine doesn't have any RGB. But I didn't spend that much on mine neither. So. But machine, that was a $749 card. It's now a $909 card. So the price went up. Well, no, I mean this is Micro Center. I mean, right here, the TI Ventus 3. It's available on the 20th, and it's $909. It's $910. I mean, I can't make it up. It's right there in black and white for you all to see, right here. I can't make that up. This is on their website. This is live, and you're seeing it in real time. So, this is the, see, understand this. These are the numbers that are given to the retailers from the manufacturers. So, this is the number they're stuck with. There's nothing they can do because they bought it at a certain price and they have to make their profit, so they can't sell it. They can't make no profit off of it, so they have to add on to it. The Gigabyte WindForce. That's the Aorus Master. No, that's the the Master, TI Master. See, they got the Vanguard right here for $1,000. That's a 4060 Ti, don't get it wrong. But it looks like I guess that in order to get a decent price, you would have to buy a whole PC. But even these PCs don't, or $1,200. I mean, God, you're going to buy this one right here for $1,300, and I got a 4070 in mine, and I'm sure not going to pay that. There's no way. This is just too much. Guys, I don't even know what to say. I really don't know what to say. This one for $2,000 got the 4070 Ti Super, but it's a refurbished. But that's $2,100. I mean, the ones that they're selling is just ridiculous. That's it. That's all they got. Pre-built, and this is their lineup. They got the Vanguard, they got the Inspire, they got the Tough Gaming, the Ventus, the Master, the Aorus Master. They got the Eagle, the Prime, the Gaming Trio, the Eagle Ice, we got this one right here. I'll have to look deep into that. And the Arrow. This might be the one you're looking towards. This one is that one right there. So that might be what you're looking at, but it's $970. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in the price. The Wind Force, the Arrow Ice, Eagle, Prime, Gaming Trio, Master, Tough, Ventus, Inspire, Vanguard, and that's it. That's all you got. That is all you got. Yeah, that could be a Wind Force. Could be something, who knows. Yep, not even worth it. I mean, let's go ahead and let's go over to Best Buy. Let's go to Best Buy for a moment and see what we can cook up from there. Well, they got high demand product. It looks like the Prime for $750. So they got the Prime for $750, but they said it's going to sell out pretty quick. They have a reservation for it, a reservation process. There's the Wind Force right here, the Gigabyte Wind Force for $869. You know. Well, here's the Wind Force right here. Here's the Gigabyte Wind Force. So, and this is basically what it looks like. There you can see the back plate of it. I don't know, guys. The card's 304 millimeters long, and it's 126 millimeters wide. The depth, I couldn't tell you. It looks like it's 2 brackets, so it's 2 brackets deep. Yep, right there. So it's got the DisplayPort 2.1 and HDMI 2.1. And that's what it looks like right there. So It is what it is, I guess. Well, actually, machine, it's not a $750 card, bro. You're not going to get $750 for this card. I know what you're saying. You're saying it's a entry level, but you're not gonna get 750. They're gonna want $870 for this. I mean, let's go back to the math. I mean, have to look at it like this. The card's going to be $750 as suggested. You're going to have to add on $75 for 10% for every dollar. And then after that, you have to minus $870. That's their profit, $45. That is their profit, $45 for every card they sell. That's it. Right here, black and white. $45 is all they make. So, I mean, what can you do, right? Yeah, I know it's stupid, bro, but the thing is they're barely making any money on this as it is, and I don't even know how they're going to even sell them, because after you take off, let's say you take off for shipping and handling. Let's say you take off $23, $23 for shipping and handling. From that, what, $45? They're only making $22. And then by the time you get done with employee costs and electricity, that'll bring them down to a whole $5. That's it. They only make $5. After employee costs and electric costs and the boxing, you got to pay for the boxing. They're only going to make $5. So basically, Best Buy don't really make no money at all from this launch. $5 every graphics card they sell. That's it. Now you can see why everybody's jacking the prices up. Some folks might stop gaming if they can't buy the hardware they want. Yeah, true. They might. Or they just might wait till something better comes along. I'm glad I did not want... Yep. Glad I didn't want to buy that card, basically. So basically you look at it, that big number right there, most of it goes to Gigabyte. Most of it goes to Gigabyte. As far as Best Buy, they're only making $5 off of that. So you can see why they jacked the prices up like they did. I mean, let's go to Newegg and see if we can find anything on Newegg. Let's see if we can find anything there. Let's do the 5070 Ti. So, again, they got the WindForce for $750. Yeah, I can see your point. I can see your point. I will take my 4070 Super for $600. Yeah, be happy you did, bro. You got that right on. You got that right in time. Hello, pseudoscientist. Good to see you. I have 500 games on my Steam wish list. None need the newest hardware to run. Yeah, a lot of people do. But there's even something even more that's going to really blow you guys' mind. Something even more. The Physics X, the 32-bit Physics X that was Nvidia was running for a long time for the older games. Guess what? 50 series, they're discontinuing the Physics X. They might come up with the 64-bit, who knows? But for now, on the new cards, they're taking away the Physics X, 32-bit. So if you're on the 40 series, be happy you're on the 40 series because you still got the Physics X. They can't take that away because it's embedded. So, be happy with that. That's for sure. I was even telling everybody on Discord earlier, I'm glad I got my 40 series. This has become nothing but a shit show on the 50 series. So, in truth and reality, some of the reviewers are already saying the same thing I said earlier. They're saying it now. I said it earlier on Discord. It's best to wait for the 60 series to see what they're going to put out then. To see if they're really going to put out something better than the 50 series. Or if it's going to turn into another shit show. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Hello, Dr. Blitz. Good to see you. Anything less than 5090 is hot garbage to me. Yep. Well, you know, that goes with the territory. A lot of people, they're in the 1% crowd. They want to buy the 5090, the 4090, the 3090s, and all the 90s. That's because usually the 1% crowd's got the kind of money to buy that. But I'm sure in the hell am not going to spend $7,000 to get a 90 series card. No. I wouldn't even recommend that to somebody. If you want it bad enough, go get it. That's the way I always put it. You want it bad enough, go get it. And if you don't want it, then don't go get it. Me, I'd rather stick to the $600 mark or less, because that's the consumer cards. That's where the consumer buys the cards at. Between the $300 and the $600. Sometimes if the $200 cards are good enough, they'll buy those. But usually most of your consumers are going to stay between $300 and $600. Some stay in between $200 and $600 or $200 and $400. So, and the way it's looking now these days, hate to say this, it looks like the market's drying up on those smaller style cards. If you look on Amazon, you look on Newegg, they're pumping only the 4 gigabyte cards. Or some are 8 gigabytes, some are 4 gigabytes, some are 2 and 1 gigabyte of VRAM, the cards. They're not really pumping the newer models out like, you know, your 4090, your 4080 and so on, because they're mostly sold out. Now, you might find them scalped over there on eBay, but, you know, it is what it is. So, $749 is just too much. And they're not even putting the prices out. Look, they're not even putting the prices out on some of them, and this is all gigabyte. This is all gigabyte. They ain't even putting the prices out on them. That's it. They only got the gigabyte cards out. They don't have any Asus or MSI or, you know, the one that I haven't seen was ASRock, much of ASRock. But yeah, this is all gigabyte. They don't even have the price out for them. That sucks. 5090 was last dropped on the 14th. Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah. I see where Micro Center had a stock of them, and then it just dwindled away really quick. There's a leak that 5090 stock will be super high in a month due to unexpected AI data center demand. Yeah, this is true. This is the reason why I'm saying I'm waiting 6 or 7 months to see if that price is going to come down. I'm not going to be eager to buy anything. If I get a 40 series card, I'm not eager to buy anything right away. Even though I said to you guys, well, you get the best of the bin when you get it to the closest of the launch date. I know I said that, but there's sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. When it comes to the pricing, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. You get what you get at this point. If you're trying to save money, you get what you get. But they're hello there, DV, good to see you. But they're slowly, it seems like they're slowly killing the desktop market. I don't know what you guys feel. Let me know what you guys feel. Do you feel they're killing the desktop market? I mean, this is crap. That they got to sit there and hide the prices till last minute and do the last minute benchmarks and everything else. And I mean, what is that? This is putting the consumer upside down. To me, it's crap. You should at least have at least a week of benchmarks before you decide to put it on retail. You know, you're not giving the reviewers enough time to do this last minute and then after. And this is a saga that's been going on. And that's the reason why I said Saga on the thumbnail. Saga. Saga, you do it the day before and get quick benchmarks, which makes no sense to me. I want at least a week before you take and release this card to give the consumer the honest answer they're looking for. Not the day before. I want a whole week. I want a whole week to review the card, to see how good it is, and to put all my notes together. And then, on embargo day, put it all out there for everybody to see, if it's good or bad. I mean, it's just crap. It's a train wreck. So, ASRock does not make Nvidia cards. Well, maybe that's the reason why, what do you call it, I'll remember their name in a minute. We'll come back to that. But some user in a forum said to wait for the ASRock TUF RTX 5070 Ti even if it takes until summer. Yeah. Even if it takes you to the fall. Wait. Because prices are not going to come down until the market stabilizes, and that usually takes 6 to 7 months for the market to stabilize. But what's destabilizing the market right now, one, the crap that's going on over in Europe with the tariffs and everything else, the VAT taxes, the tariffs and all that combined. But what's going to be on a good plus thing is that Intel is building their foundry here in the United States, and also too, TSMC is in Nevada as well. So when it comes to the tariffs, that's no longer going to be an issue for the gamers because they're going to be stationed here in the United States. So that's all going to go bye-bye after this generation, and they get up and running. All that's going to go bye-bye, and basically prices are going to start to come down. They have to, as this is ridiculous. So these prices are a little bit ridiculous. Let's go to Amazon. I know we're doing all the pricing now because I just want to get that out first before we decide to go look at the benchmarks. Want to see what the pricing looks like, and this will give us an idea if it's best price to performance. So, let's go to Amazon and see if they got anything out. So, let's see. RTX 5070 Ti. Oh, they got a 5080 out there for $2,400. Well, that just jumped right out at me. 4070 Ti, 4070 Super. The 4070 Super, they want $1,000 for it. And that's used price. That's not new. That's refurbished used price. Wow. That sucks. 4070 Ti. $1,940. Almost $2,000 for a 4070 Ti. $2,000. This sucks badly. Unless there is a stock market crash or Nvidia is not allowed to sell to China, I just don't see the price coming down. Well, yeah, that is true. But they're not fully unable to sell to China. They can still sell to China if China wants to take in imported goods. But that's up to China right now. That's not up to us. So, and the reason why I'm saying imported, because they have to have the stuff coming from TSMC to go over to their factories in China. And now they'll do export, and knowing they're exporting all their goods over 100%, but wouldn't matter anyway, because with the tariffs raised up to 100%, it's a balance of even balance between the two countries. So basically, they're doing 100, we're doing 100, it's 0%. Basically. So, whatever's above that, that's where the country starts making money. But we're not talking about political. This is just stupid stuff that they're doing. So, and I mean stupid stuff. So, see if the 9070 or the 9070 XT come up with Amazon as well. Okay, well, we'll do that. But I can tell you the 5070 Ti is not coming up. But they got some hellacious prices. Even the 3070 Ti, $883. Damn. Okay, so let's, just for a peek, let's go to the RX 9070 and just type in that and see what comes up. Absolutely bonkers. Nada. Prices came up on a couple things on AMD, but not much. Prices are still staying stable with AMD. I don't see anything, bro. I really don't. They would be right here at the top. If we were to see anything, they would be right here at top. So, we don't see anything. At least it's efficient. Efficiency is better than the 4070 Ti Super. Yep, true. True, you're going from what, 300 watts to 400 and some watts. Yeah, I do agree with that. There is no competition right now. Let's see what the prices are in a month from now. Yeah, I agree, machine. We'll find out. We'll find out what the prices are. That's definitely for sure. So scientist says, I think Nvidia will be stopped selling to Singapore, which account for 28% of Nvidia's products. There isn't enough power in Hong Kong to run that many, aka China. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, they did move the factories over to Singapore. I do. But also too, they moved some factories over to what was it? What was it? There's another place that they're doing it too. What was it? Korea? No, they're not doing it in Korea. Where was it? I'll think about it and I'll get back with you guys on that. But there's another place they were doing it to avoid the tariffs. But I don't think that's going to do any good anyway, because the tariffs are strapped on all countries. So I don't think it's going to do any good. So, yep, still corruptive prices to performance. Yep. Games have competition with AI. Yeah, true, pseudoscientist, true. And yeah, it is what it is. I mean, there's not much more we can talk about, with the pricing, guys. It is what it is. It doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. I do agree with some of you guys out there saying that it's not going to change anytime soon. So, but what we can do is we can go to Tech Power Up, and we'll just take a look at the MSI GeForce RTX 5070 Ti Ventus. We'll take a look at that and see. Oh, they got a big list here. So, which is supposed to be $750. That's what they're saying on Tech Power Up. But that's MSRP. That's not going to be the real deal. That's not going to be the real deal. So let's go backwards again. Let's see. Boy, it looks like Tech Power Up changed some things. Looks like they're making changes. Oh, it's hard to gauge it. So, let's go backwards. Let's do what I always do. Let's change this. Give me a moment, guys. Be patient with me. There we go. I was doing it all wrong. So we look at the 4070 Ti here. It's at 100%, right? And we got the 4070 Ti Super. The 5070 Ti is, they're showing here, is 28% faster than the 4070 Ti. 28% right here. 28% faster. So, but what they're showing here is the 4080 Super, not the 4080. The 4080 Super is only 1% faster than the 5070 Ti. But they're still selling it for the same damn price. This is what doesn't make sense. So double the demand, half the supply. Yep, basically. Galax and MSI look better this time. The backplates. That's cool. But guys, you're looking at from the 4070 Ti to the 5090 is 115% faster. That's a 5090 from the 4070 Ti. Now, if I were to look back, I'm right here at the 40, that's 20% added on to. So the 4070 Ti is 20% faster than my 4070. I'm not disappointed. Look, I'm not disappointed in my 4070. I'm happy with that. So, oh, they're watery. Good to see you. I wish Nvidia would make gaming GPUs again. Yeah, we all wish that. Dr. Bliss says, you guys have had 2 years to save $3K. The 5090 is not meant for you if you didn't make it a priority. Hey, I agree. If you didn't make it a priority, I understand that. That's fine. So. Oh, thanks, there, MTBK. Sorry, guys. My bad. You weren't there with me. Okay, so basically, recap. I look at my 4070 right here at 80%. Okay, coming back to here at 100%, that makes it 20% faster than the 4070 Ti. Now, if I go to the 5090, that would be 135% faster than the 5090. We understand that. So, and it's only 80% faster. The 4090 is only 80% faster. So, either way, I really am not going to worry about those. 5070 Ti, 28%. So, what he's calculating is 48% faster. So you're saying 48% faster and minus 16. So they're saying it's 32% faster for the 4070 Super. So that's not too bad. But price to performance is only going to mean that it's doubling, almost doubling what is actually here. So truthfully, to me, it just isn't worth it. The 5070 Ti is just, it could be worth to somebody, but it's not worth it to me. For somebody that's building a new PC, that's starting off new, yeah, it could be something for them, but I mean, where's my Super? Well, here's the 4070 Super. Here's the 4070 Super right here. It's at 93%. So that puts that at about 7% faster. 4070 Ti is 7% faster. That's what this chart shows. The relative chart says that the 4070 Super is 7% slower than a 4070 Ti. If you paid $600 for your 4070 Super and this is $800, think about it. Really think about it when it comes to price to performance. Really think about that. 7% is barely nothing to scratch at. So, I can get Avon products if I buy a 5090. There you go. I game at 1440p. I am super happy with my RX 6950 XT. Yep. For foreseeable future. Yeah, because the 6950 XT is right up in the middle of all that mix. You know, especially with the 7900 XTX and all that. Yeah, it's right up there. So, hello there, Hippo. Good to see you. I agree, 1440p is the sweet spot. Yeah, it is. Guys, the 5070 Ti, I seen the benchmarks on the high side for the 4K, and I seen it on the low side for 1080p. It's just, it seems like it's fitting right in the middle of 1440p. If you're wondering, that's where, to me, that's where I'm feeling it's fitting. I bought a 4090 in August when my old card died. I thought I would regret it, but I went for it anyway. I'm starting to feel it wasn't a bad purchase. Well, Hippo, you're right. It's not a bad purchase because, one, let me bring you guys back to the main screen for a minute. One, you're getting 90% of the software for the 50 series. 90%. So you can't beat that with the stick. Two, it breathes new life into the 40 series. Because not just the 4090, the whole stack gets it. We all get it. The only thing we don't get is the multi-frame generation. That's it. We get everything else. I'll take 2x frame generation any day. I'll tell you that much. I'll take the 2x frame generation any day over the multi-frame generation. Because I see the 2x frame generation runs better than the 4x multi-frame. That's in my opinion. So, because you're watching these people having the 50 series bringing it down to 2x anyway. Because they can't run it at 4x. They're bringing it down to 2x. So basically, you got another 40 series for the 50 series. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. You got another 40 series for the 50 series. It's only the software that's uplifting everything right now. Rasterization and ray tracing, it's still right around where giving you what? The most 20 to 25% on the most. But that's going from card to card to card. That's to give you the uplift from card to card to card. But from generation to generation, it's 16% all the way around. 16, to me, could be the most 16%. Going from generation to generation, successor to successor. So, it doesn't make sense to me neither. I have, MTBK, we know you have a 4060 laptop, bro. Hey, if it works, it works. I'm not knocking it. So, DV says that's why I'm still with my 386 DX. I wouldn't blame you. Hello there, Status. Good to see you. I'm regretting not buying a 4080 Super when it was available, coming from a 2070. Yeah. Be honest with you, yeah. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad because you never. Well, right now, I can tell you it's not the right time to buy. It is seriously not the right time to buy. Because looking at, let me take you guys back to the action on screen. Okay, let's go to Amazon. And let's look for the 4080. Okay, so 1100, well, that's 3080. 4080 right here is like $2,700. But there might be a savior to you. 4080 Super, the whole PC. They're selling the whole PC with the 14700F and a 4080 Super for $2,300. But still, that's $1,000 graphics card. That means that the rest of the PC would have to be worth $1,300. And there's no way, because it's only worth $600. Well, yeah, about $600. Got a 3080. I don't know, guys. Even the 7900 XTX, they got it used for $1,135. Damn. This is crazy. This is super nuts. 4080 Super, $1,800. $1,800. You know, you can basically build a whole PC and then take him for the whole. This is crazy, nuts. I should have bought a 4070 Super a year ago. Yeah, I agree. So, what 4K monitor even uses more than 240 FPS? Truthfully, I run at 60 hertz. So whatever I get in FPS on my 1080p monitors, I get. I'm not crying about it. I can get as much as I want on mine. So as long as it's going over 60 FPS, I'm happy with it. I'm done. I don't have to worry about it. Even if it's at 1080p, I don't have to worry about it because it goes over 60 FPS anyway. So there's nothing to worry about there. But this is crazy. Okay, let's see. What was that site? Let's see. Let's go on an adventure. 5070 Ti benchmarks. Let's go on an adventure. 5070 Ti benchmarks. We got The Verge, PC World. We got Tom's Hardware. Let's go to Tom's Hardware and see what's rolling up in here. Okay, let's go to Tom's Hardware and do the pros and cons. Nvidia RTX 5070 Ti takes the Blackwell architecture GB203. So they say it's great at 1440p, native solution, 4K with upscaling. I mean, yeah. The pros: good balance of price, good balance of performance and price. I beg to differ with that. 16 gigabytes of VRAM, many cards have it. That's not a pro. 256-bit bus interface, that's not a pro. Latest Nvidia architecture features, that's somewhat of a pro. I'll give them to that. The cons: minor generational improvement versus 4070 Ti Super. Still needs a few driver teething pains. Multi-frame generation marketing claims. Question about retail pricing and availability. Yeah. See what they got. I still hate that plug. I'll tell you what, I do hate that plug, guys. I hate when they do this and they don't even put the benchmarks out there. Ugh, drive me nuts. Let's see. PC World's usually got something cooking. No, I ain't signing up. See, it's got a lot of pros, but it says the $50 less than the 4070 Ti. Wrong. That's limited. That's not sustaining. Let's see. Nostalgic Gaming 5070 Ti. JJJ, we. What? DV, what, man? What? Looking back is easy. 5070 Ti is showing performance of a 4080 Super. Very thin lined. Very thin lined. Don't know if it is worth it. Especially the price is terrible. I don't know. Nostalgic, I'm going to agree with you. The price is crap. The price is crap. Wait for the 5070 to come out before you decide. Wait for the 9070 XT to come out before you decide. Keep your options open. It'll be very hard to get this card anyway. Just to let you know that. Victor says, and welcome to the channel there, Victor. Series 50 has less features than previous generations. They no longer can play Advanced Physics X on many, many games. Which is true, but that's the reason why you got the 40 series. Because of the 50 series. So that's the reason why Nvidia started stacking up the software on the 40 series, is because it's a fallback. So they don't get blamed as much when the 50 series fails. Just keep that in mind. That is why I have closed proprietary features. Yep. So the scientist says, I guess less features has a lot to do with greed and no competition. True. Hello, Tada. It's good to see you. Welcome to the channel. In November, I bought a decent PC for 1,746 euros. 4070 Super, God bless you. i5 4600 KF, nice. 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 1 gigabyte plus 2 gigabyte SSD M.2, B760, nice. MSI 850 watt gold PSU, still that's a good trade. I think I had a freaking good deal. Good to see you're another live. Yeah. Hey, you got an awesome deal there. To me, with the software and everything else, you got an awesome deal. That is awesome. I do agree. Yes, I'm waiting. I'm not worried about getting it now. I wouldn't, truthfully, guys, I would really tell you, to be honest with you, I would wait. Running out and going to get it right now, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot later on down the road, because I also too heard a rumor that there might be a 5070 18 gigabyte of VRAM in the works. Might. It's a rumor, take it with a grain of salt. So if they do have one and you go to buy now, and you're going to say to yourself, well, I could have got me a $750 5070 with 18 gigabytes of VRAM. So, I would wait 6 or 7 months. Me, I would wait 6 or 7 months. It's well worth it. I'll keep that rule of thumb because the way things are going right now, I would keep that rule of thumb. So, Machine says, Victor says, do you have any price expectations for on the 9070 series? Expectations? Yes. Will they do it? Probably not. There's already rumors that there's circulating all through the internet that AMD is going to do the 9070 XT at $900, $949. There's already rumors about the 9070 vanilla type that they're going to do for $750. And they were going to do a 9060 for $550. Hold on a second. Okay, my bad, guys. Neighbor walked in on me. So, and the dog's barking and everything else. So, I'm willing to go red on this generation. Some people are. Some people are going to go red. But there's many outlets that have already put the price out there. And they've already said that the prices are going to be high. Because even though AMD says, well, we're not competing in the high-end series, well, then they should have that price below $600. For the 9070 XT should be at least, if it's good enough to beat a 4070 Ti, good enough, then they should have the price below $600. My opinion. That's my expectations. Now for the 9070, yeah, I could see $500 and them going down the stack. But we don't know. We won't know until the 28th of February when they have that live presentation. So we won't know. I think the 9070 XT will be $599 and 9070 will be $499. Well, it could be, yeah. Like I said, we won't know until the 28th. But there's been so many leaks and rumors out there from different outlets from overseas that they're even saying that, you know, the prices are going to be high. Not unless AMD's going to give them what they call concessions to the price. That means they're giving them discounts if they decide to drop the price. But what if they don't? What if that's all BS? What if they decide and said, hey, okay, just put it out as is? And that way they don't have to spend any money because it's going to cost them millions of dollars. Millions of dollars to do that, to do concessions. And I don't think they're willing to spend that. Not at this point. Victor says, I may get a 7900 XTX then. I mean, for the same price as the 9070. And it may be more powerful except ray tracing. Well, the 7900 XTX, you got 24 gigabytes of VRAM compared to 16 gigabytes of VRAM. You got dual encoders, if I remember right. Dual encoding. It's got decent ray tracing. It's not the greatest, but it's decent. It's got hell of a rasterization, because you know AMD is all rasterization, as Nvidia is all ray tracing. So keep that in mind. So it depends. If you don't want to do ray tracing, go AMD. I'm not going to tell you. I like Nvidia. I like AMD. I like them both. I'm not going to tell you either or. But if you want more rasterization and you want that power, then go AMD. But if you want ray tracing, and ray tracing takes away from your FPS just to give you a smoother look on your textures, then if you want the look, then go Nvidia. But right now, to get a graphics card for the 50 series, it's going to be like pulling fingernails. You're going to have a tough time getting them because Nvidia is only putting out a certain amount. And they're not going to put out a full stack. And even if they do put out a full stack a month later, then what's going to happen is the price is going to increase. And then 6 or 7 months later, on a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday sale, the price might come down. And then start dropping over the period of 6 to 7 months. It's a toss-up of what you want and what you don't want. A lot of people are going with the 7900 XTX. That's what I've been hearing. So, you might not find any 7900 XTX. Well, I've seen a couple, but they're getting very grim. But 3 days ago, the 7900 XTX, you can get them for like $850. Now you're looking at $1,100. So if you can find one for less than $1,100, you're in good. But right now, since they're competing, the 7900 XTX is competing with the high end, with the 50 series high end, the price is going up. So if you're going to get a graphics card, AMD 7900 XTX, it's either now or never. Or you can wait 6 or 7 months and then turn around and get it at a lower price. It's going to come down to $850 sooner or later. So is it worth spending that extra money just to get that graphics card, or is it worth the wait to not spend that extra money to get it then? It's a choice. Everything is the matter of choice. You guys have to make a choice. I can't make you your choice. You have to make your choice for you. Okay? All I can tell you is if it's good or a bad deal. To me, if I were going to get it, I would tell you. If it's a good deal, I'm going to tell you. Bad deal, I'm going to tell you. Either way, I'm going to tell you. So, who knows? Maybe Celestial, I will give Celestial a chance. Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, there's many opportunities for the future of getting a graphics card, and right now is not the opportunity. If AMD wants market share, now is the time. Nvidia is handing them the market share. Yeah, they are. I agree, Machine. What are the chances AMD will sell those GPUs for less than $700? I'm guessing fat chance. Pseudoscientist, be honest with you, you might be right. There might be scalpers that are sitting up on the pedestal of bots in the world that are going to scalp off those graphics cards, and the price is going to go up. But from what AMD said, there's an abundance. So I've been watching eBay, to see if there's anything cooking over on that side. But from what I've seen so far, there's no pre-orders or anything else like they did with the 50 series. I didn't see anything cooking with AMD on that side. Because, AMD is going to put a restriction on the prices that they can sell these graphics cards. Why do you think MSI probably walked away from AMD? Is that one of the reasons? Think about it. So, I might have a case of copium. No, you don't, bro. Victor says, I am in HODL right now. I will stay with my 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte and my RX 6600 XT. I have built 2 builds. I mean, the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes not bad. I mean, you can still play your games. You might have a little bit to where you got to tone down the display settings, but you still have options. You got 16 gigabytes of VRAM. You definitely got options. So, one run Basil on 6600 XT for 1080p, it is enough. Yeah. If you have to understand, if you're gaming and you're happy, go with it. For right now, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't buy nothing. I would make those companies sweat their balls off. And yes, I use the word balls. I would make them sweat. And if I could advance my word out to all the gamers, I would force these companies to lower their prices. Because when it gets ridiculous, it is ridiculous. And this is at the point in time I feel is ridiculous. So, and I am staying on 4000 Gen on Nvidia. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Look, I got the 4070. You guys see the box right there. It says Asus. It's the 4070. And that's what I use to live stream, game, and everything else. One PC does the job. So, yeah. I mean, I do understand. DV, my CPU is the Ryzen 7 5700X. I'm on an AM4 platform. Why am I going to go to the AM5? Do I need something better? My 4070 hits really well with the 5700X. Why do I need more? I got 64 gigs of system RAM in here. I was smart. I got me a Strix motherboard. I got me 64 gigs of Corsair RAM. I got 4 sticks. I'm running 4 sticks. I'm not running the 2. I'm running 4. So, yep. There's nothing wrong with AM4. There is nothing wrong with AM4. It's how you set it up and make it run that matters. So if you can make it run great, that's what matters. Which I do. I don't have a problem with mine. I mean, right now, my processor is sitting at 47C. Right now, sitting at 47 Celsius. Just by live streaming. It doesn't hurt it. Victor says, the 5700 X3D, I will wait for the AM6 platform. I given away the 5600 X3D for Christmas to a friend. So, they'll have it for quite a while until they ask me to upgrade again. So, AM4 is not dead until Windows does not anymore. Yep, you're right. Until Microsoft says you can't use your CPU anymore on their platform, it's still good. Even though that they're getting ready, and which they are doing away with, Intel's 8th gen, 9th gen, 10th gen, and possibly 11th gen. And they're already doing away with the Zen 1. So sooner or later they're going to do away with Zen 2. And then they're going to work their way up the stack. With this new AI software coming out, guys, do not expect Zen 3 platform and 12th gen being there. Truthfully. So. And yeah, Machine, you're right. You have Linux. You guys have more than enough opportunities to go to many distros with your PC. You just don't have to stay on Windows. You can go to any Linux distro and set it up on your PC, and it's free. The distros are free, so you can't beat it. Let's see. Nostalgic says I run a 3080 10 gigabytes. Good card. I'm good on that with the games I play. Paired with the 12700K, good deal. 64 gigs of DDR5, nice. I'm hoping the next line up with AMD is better, and the new lineup with Nvidia cards are getting better. Yeah. And that comes back to the point of right now, the generational upgrade of the 5090 and the RTX 5090 kills the 9800X 3D. They're best of the best on the lineup. One kills another. You lose performance because your CPU can't keep up with your GPU. Yeah. This seems like it's always a trend with graphics cards and CPUs. It always seems like this is a downwards trend. You never can get a CPU that could balance with your GPU. Never. Always bottlenecking backwards and forwards. You can't get two that balance with each other until you do what they call is a rebalance. My rebalance is this. I took an AM4 platform with a high-end CPU. On the AM4 platform, the 5700X is a high-end CPU. So for a low price, because now everybody's to AM5 and going to AM6. So I'm using a high-end CPU for a low price and using a mid-grade GPU with a high-end VRAM. Because remember, the 4070 has GDR6X, just like the 4090. So high-end VRAM with a mid-class card. That's the reason why I liked the 4070. There's a difference. That's the reason why I like the 4070. So, and in a balance, I balanced my whole platform with my GPU and got it running perfectly. So I have no problem gaming. I game over 60 FPS all day long, every day. I don't have to worry about overheating. I don't have to worry about nothing. I can play Cyberpunk all I want. And I can do it while I'm, live streaming or whatever. I can do basically anything I want on this PC. And it's still viable in the market. This PC, if you were to go buy it right now on the market, it's going to cost you $2,200 now. It was back to when I put it together, it was only $1,300. Now, if you go with the pricing and the upgrading of pricing, you're going to spend $2,200 to $2,600 for it. You can see at $2,300, they give you a 4060 Ti. $2,300. Wow. That's expensive. So, SteamOS is coming to the rescue. Yep. I did hear about that. We're waiting. There's things still in the works that I'm waiting to see. The SteamOS, that's one. I might dabble in that too in the future. And also too, Nvidia coming out with a new CPU. I want to see that. This is supposed to be a redesigned ARM processor, better than Qualcomm. Let's see what's cooking on Nvidia. And you guys know Nvidia, they're going to push it to the max. When it comes to their new CPU, it's supposed to come out the end of this year. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll see something on it. So, I'm on a 9800X 3D and a 1080 Ti. Hey, if it's rocking, it's rocking. There's nothing wrong with that. At least you got enough CPU for your GPU to handle. So, in a balance, you can balance, your 1080 Ti. And it'll rock. I mean, if you got up on a 20 series, like a 2080 Super or the 2080 KO, and you look at 11 gigabytes of VRAM on that card, and then put it with your 9800X 3D, you're going to rock. Because guess what? Now you opened up DLSS to a new level. I know the 1080 Ti, you can use RDNA 3. We know that. But it's not as good as... To me, it's not as good as DLSS. I can say that because I've tested it. I've tested RDNA 3 on this GPU. It looks like poo. So... GPU market can go, yeah, pretty much. Right now it is. It's pretty much everybody's on the fence right now about that. And guys, don't forget, if it's your first time here, make sure you do subscribe and hit that like button on the video as well. I would appreciate it. It would help us out here. So, Victor says, but JJ, I need to have a 50, oh my God, a 5090 to be able to play Kingdom of Two Crowns and Tetris at full resolution 850 FPS. You actually think you're going to ever get up to 850 FPS? I'm still waiting for that to happen. And so far, I can't see anything happening with pure rasterization getting over 400 FPS and pure rasterization with Nvidia. So, I don't know. It's a long stretch to me. It's a long stretch. So, I am using Bazite, which it's a Linux distro with Steam OS like an interface. Nice. It's pretty much the same and runs great on AMD GPUs. Not Nvidia though. Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that. That Nvidia GPUs having a hard time with Linux. A lot of people are talking about that too. Machine says, so Jay, I saw a tsunami warning for California. Is that true? Well, if it does happen, bro, then guess what? The stream will quit. If it happens, the stream will quit. But I'm too far inland to even look at a tsunami, bro. I'm way too far inland. So, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. True DLSS is superior to FSR. Yeah. But let's see what FSR 4 has to offer. We don't know. I'm not going to knock it until I've tried it. That's the thing. I'm not knocking it until I've tried it. So, hi Kyle, good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Haven't been on the PC up and up since 2020. Decided to build a new setup. Went to look at pricing. Bad timing. Bad timing. And availability of GPUs. Now, I'm just mad. Thought maybe the market settled down. Not for another 6 to 7 months. Since the pandemic. See, the thing is this. Up to about maybe a week ago, the market was settled down somewhat. Everybody was settled down. But the problem that happened is when Nvidia said they're discontinuing the 40 series, and they're not building any more of them, everybody went into a panic. So this is the result of the panic. They put everybody into a frenzy. So now everybody's scrambling around to find something, but everybody seems to be running over there to eBay. Do not run to eBay. Get a hold of a friend that might have one that's for sale. Watch very carefully who you buy from. I wouldn't even buy from Facebook. Facebook Marketplace. I wouldn't even buy off of that. You can try Jawa. There's many other sites you can try, but I can tell you the prices are really astronomical. It's not worth buying right now for a graphics card. So, unfortunately for me, I game in virtual reality. Well, that's a good thing. At least it's strapped to your face. Not where everybody else here got it strapped to our screens. I tried virtual reality. I got sick. Be honest with you, I got sick, guys. Looking at the 360 view, oh, that just turned my stomach upside down. I couldn't even take it anymore. I tried it once, and that was it. I was done. So, on a 90, 120, 144 hertz headset, it's rough. On the 1080 Ti, I'm surprised how high people's standards are. I'm guessing people own some high hertz monitors. Really? Not me. I got 60 hertz. Hertz don't make no difference to me. Why would it make a difference? I still get the maximum I've ever got off of my graphics card was close to 400 FPS. No, except for when I played Second Life, I got 850 FPS. But that's OpenGL. So, that's not DirectX. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Depends on the games you play. You know, if you want a high rate monitor, you know, you're going to spend an arm and a leg for one. Me, I went to Walmart. I know everybody's saying Wally World. I went to Walmart, got me two $100 monitors a couple years back. I'm still using them. I mean, one is a smart monitor, and the other one's just a regular monitor. So I got a smart monitor and I got a regular monitor. So, smart TV and regular monitor. You know what is superior? No idea. Full raster with no BS frames. Yeah. Well, I'll give that to you. Yeah, I'll give that to you. At 6D stable. Yep. No need for those technologies. Make everything look blurry as... Yeah, I agree. Hybrid says, yes, I remember the 4080 just sitting on the shelf in Micro Center and nobody buying them. Now all of a sudden, magical demand out of nowhere. Yeah. Soon as Nvidia said, that's it. No more is going to be sold. They flew off the shelf. Everybody got scared. A panic went about. Everybody got into a panic. Because, once they do that, once they say, boom, it's done, and they're not going to produce anymore, that makes it a collector's item. So that puts more value to the GPU. Even though that some people say, well, it don't put that much value to the GPU. Yeah, it does. Especially when you can't get them. Especially on the used market and you can't buy anymore. Yeah, it puts a hell of a lot of value on that GPU over time. So, yeah. Especially the one that I got, because it's the only one that Nvidia made with an 8-pin connector. It's the 4070. This 4070 here is the only one that come with an 8-pin connector. Only one. And it's GDR6X. Not the GDR6 one. That come with the 12-volt monster catch fire plug. This one, no. It's an 8-pin connector. So I'm happy with it. So. I have 265 hertz monitors. That's killer. I have a 4K 60 hertz monitor, and I'm fine with it. Hey, it rocks you at 1440p. That's all good then. Yeah. All good points. Hello, Stefan. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Well, local computers. Well, I don't know about big. I don't know about big. A big computer is a big computer. That's if you're running the 90 class, but not me. Victor says, and even a 60 series will handle 60 FPS. Easy peasy or more. True. With some games, I reach up to 100 to 110 FPS. Yeah, you do with the 7600 as well. You do with the 7600. So, yeah. Hybrid says that 4070 is still a nice card. Yeah, it is. I do agree. Victor, it's not a suicide plug. It's an 8-pin connector the same connector that AMD is still using. It's one 8-pin connector that's running my GPU. One. Not two, one. And it runs it just fine. I've ran this for hours. For hours on that 8-pin connector, and it didn't even touch it. It didn't even get hot. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. Wait for the day I can upgrade from my 11700K, but still going strong for now. Yeah, if it's still going strong, stick with it, because the pricing right now is just too freaking high. Too freaking high. Now is not the time to buy. It is not. See, when you stop buying, the demand goes down. And if the demand goes down, then the prices start to go down. They start lowering the prices because the demand is lowering. But once you start buying, the demand goes up. Best time to buy is when the demand is low. And you can see it in the pricing each day. I got to look at the pricing every day, 7 days a week. So, yeah, I know. No, I don't, Machine. I don't love that 12-volt high-powered piece of shit. Oops, my bad. Piece of crap. I hate that plug. That plug is Nvidia's Achilles heel. It is their worst nightmare. They should have stayed with the 8-pin connectors. They should have never went to that 12-volt high power. Especially anything that's over 375 watts. And that's from an engineer of Gigabyte that said that. You go over 375 watts with that 12-volt high power connector, or the 2x6 or whatever it is, it's not going to play out so well for everybody. That's the reason why you're hearing all these meltings and everything else, is because they used cheap plastic. The connectors that house the metal, cheap plastic. So, and it's hard for Nvidia to admit, instead of using molded plastic. They used printed plastic. They printed each one of those connectors. They didn't mold them. They printed them. So that's what everybody has to accept. Running AI locally will make future GPU look very high in demand. Yeah, true. Especially running it in local. On your computer without being connected to the inner boob. Yeah. Victor says, oh, those are good ones. My 4060 has one of those 8 pins. No sweat if it ain't broken. True. Question, do you think the AI is a bubble and it will burst? Yeah, sooner or later. Because then everybody will understand what AI means. It doesn't mean artificial intelligence. It means algorithm intelligence. Algorithms that are being written for intelligence. If the computer can't speak back to you, it can't ask you how your day is, it can't do anything but sit there and wait for your command, it's a dog. That's how you treat a dog. Be honest with you, that's what you treat a dog. You're using your computer as a little puppy, sit boo boo, kind of thing. So yeah, it has no intelligence. So TechYes City says there are different 12-volt connectors. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones that all of them keep melting. They'll figure it out. From 3.1, some are better. Well, if they start using hard molded plastic instead of the crap plastic they're using, then they'll be fine. Also, I will not settle for any card with a TDP over 420 watts. 600 watts for GPUs alone, to me, is obnoxious. I agree. That's the reason why mine's 200 watt max TBP, total board power, TDP, is because mine gets 75 watts off of the PCIe X16 connector slot, and then the rest of the power off the PCIe connector that connects off from the power supply to the graphics card. So actually, you take 75 watts minus the 200 watts gives you the total power on that plug, which is like 139 or 140 watts, somewhere in there. So still stays within the 150 watt threshold, basically. I also not settle for any card within TV. Yeah, I love when you talk in French. I'm not French. I ain't talking in French. Come on, man. Hybrid says, if you get a 50 series, make sure you get a 3.1 ATX supported PSU, which I already have. I have a 3.0 as well. So I got both of them, yeah. I do understand that. But to me, it really doesn't matter. Because when I put it together, it's not going to burn up. So I watch power usage and temps of both GPU and CPU. Yep. It is intelligence. Stefan, algorithm is written by a person. It's their intelligence. It's not something that is on its own. But yeah, it's intelligence regardless. So, do you think quad channel memory will come back to consumer motherboards? Watery, let me put it to you this way. I run 4 channels. Each stick is dual channel. So I run 4, so that makes it quad. Regardless, because it's 2 separate channels running 4 single lines into one It's running four. Geez, it's hard to explain. You got dual channels already on a 4-channel motherboard. 2 of the channels are directed into one, so it's double density, so it makes it quad density on one channel. You can't do that with AM5. AM5 seems that they kind of screwed that up, but AM4 you can do that. You can run all four sticks on AM4, which I do. I run 4 sticks, total of 64 gigs. But also too, instead of me running 3200 megahertz cheap RAM from Corsair, the LPX 3200, I run Corsair LPX 3400, which I boosted up 200 megahertz and made it 3400, and took the F clock, moved it up, and that's my total. That's why I'm not complaining. I mean, you can't complain when you get free RAM. And everybody always wonder how you got free RAM. Well, if you check out the manufacturer, you make sure that RAM works correctly for overclocking, then you can get extra free RAM. Well, not the space, but you can get the speed of it and up it a little bit and give yourself a little bit more push on your motherboard. So, yeah, it depends. But quad channel coming back, I don't think so. I think after AM4, that was it. I think they were done. So, basically now they devote everything to 2 channels. 1 stick to 2 channels. Well, that doesn't make sense to me neither, because I would rather run 4 sticks, which divides the power into 2, but gives it longer lasting and doesn't wear out the chips so fast. But when you run 2, you're running it twice as hard. So what would you rather have? Have it work less hard or twice as hard, but still give you the same output and performance? So either way you look at it, if you get the same output and performance with 2 sticks compared to 4, I would rather go with the 4. That's just me. So the model is copied from the way our brain's neural networks works. Yeah, it could be. Hybrid says, without artificial stupidity, it's not artificial intelligence. True. So the scientist says, up to date, Doge is sending you all 5K checks. I'd like to see that. I want to see a 5K check come to my door, and with my name on it. That's going to, yeah, and guess what? 5090s for everyone. Yeah, right. I do agree with you. Everybody's going to get a 5090 then. But me? No, I'm not going to get a 5090. I'll tell you why. I want to wait for the Rubin series. The 60 series. That's what I want to see. Because I kind of heard something. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. But I heard something. That they're going to increase the PCIe X16 slot to 6.0. Yeah. And they're going to be using the 3 gigabyte VRAM chips. Yeah. And the speed of a 6070, I don't know, guys. Going and looking at the 4070 to the 6070, it better be getting at least 80% faster than the 4070. The 6070 better be at least 80% faster. That's to be straight up with you. It has to be. Okay. Talk to you in a bit. Victor, stay safe. $5,000. That's good enough for a 5090 bundle with the $4,000 power supply. Yeah, true. And an ultra core no one wants. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why everybody... guys, I'm going to be honest with you. That 285K did somewhat look good. But what even looked better was the 52 core. 52 core Intel processor that they're kind of leaked out there. That kind of looked more interesting. I don't know about you guys, but that 52 core, that looked more interesting. But I'm sure I'm not going to pay an $800 price point to it, neither. So, well, I would say based on AI not going away anytime soon. Yeah, it's not. Just like cryptocurrency, it didn't go away. So, basically, yeah. Demand will always be there, which means you could easily buy a 5090 today and sell it for a profit. Oh, now like the profit, they're selling the 5090 for $100,000 on eBay. Yeah, I seen that one too. That was ridiculous. Yeah. That's a lot of cores. Yeah, it is. The 52 core. It's how they're spreading it out is what interested me. It's how they spread it out. It's not the performance cores. It was the efficiency cores. And they had a lot of efficiency cores on that. And plus they have a new set of cores. I can't remember. Was it PTC or some kind of cores like that? I'll have to look back into that and let you guys know on Saturday. Because we're doing a live stream on Saturday, guys. Do remember that. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure around the world what kind of standard time it is, but I can tell you Pacific Standard Time, and it'll be around 12 p.m. So make sure you're there. And also, too... And then a game will be optimized to use for. Well, maybe. But if you're running all core, then the game should be optimized for all core. Me, I don't run single core. I don't run my computer like that. I run it to where all cores are available 100%. So it can use every bit of all core. I don't care if the game runs single core. I'll go and modify it to where it'll run all core. Don't ask me how, but I'll get it done. For the simple fact, I can't stand single core. Really, I can't. It burns up processors too fast, in my opinion. So, but anyway, guys, I got to get going. I got a lot to do today. I just wanted to rap with you guys for a little while, for a couple hours. But don't forget, on Saturday, we will be rocking along 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we'll be going on there. And also, too, we'll do a little bit of an update through the whole week on what happened. And then we'll talk more about it then. So, I appreciate everybody being here. And I do appreciate you guys sticking around and partying with me for the last couple hours. You're welcome, Water. You're welcome. No problem. Hybrid, you're welcome as well. So, guys, anyway, don't forget, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and hit some likes on this live stream or any of my videos. Watch my videos and put some likes on them as well. It helps out the channel. It tells YouTube to stop being a boob and put us out there. They're not doing that. Everybody's having this hard time with the algorithm. So Please subscribe. Tell your friends to come on out and subscribe. Show some love to the channel. Would be much appreciated. But until the next time, guys. Till the next time. In the next video. You know it is. And we'll see you on the next one.